Outback Radio 2WEB. Joining me is technologist and futurist Matt Dickerson. How are you, Matt, today?
I'm very good today, thanks, Chris. The weather's warming up, so it puts a big smile on my face, actually, when the mornings are a bit warmer and things are just a little bit nicer to get out to.
You're right about that. Now, we spoke about brushing last week, and there's an update this week on brushing. Now, how has Amazon responded, Matt?
Yeah, look, Amazon have responded, which is quite interesting because obviously when we talked about it last week, it was one of those things that you really couldn't do much about as an individual, but a company like Amazon can do something about it. So they've actually banned all foreign plant sales because, as we talked about last week, one of the most common things that people use in that brushing technique is seed delivery. So they pick something that's nice and cheap, that's light to send in the post, and they send that from overseas and then obviously use your details to do an online review. So Amazon's jumped all over that and they said any seed deliveries from overseas, or even if you're in the US at the moment and you're a non-US citizen or a company that's based outside the US but you're actually in the US, then they're banning those seed sales. So it's obviously been a big enough issue that someone like Amazon has actually changed their terms of service to make sure they can try and stop that. Now, I think it'll put a temporary halt to it because probably those scammers will come up with something a bit different to send, something small and light again, not quite the same as seeds, but they'll probably keep trying to work a way to get around that, and then Amazon will keep responding with those different rules or terms of service they'll put in place. But it is interesting to see that they've actually changed that in response to brushing.
Right, very interesting. Now, onto mobile phones and the folding phone. There was something cool about folding the phone in your hand. I don't know what it was. It was the clicking noise. I'm not sure. But are they making a comeback, Matt?
Yeah, they are making a comeback. We obviously had last year with Samsung, had a folding phone that was released to the media. A few people started playing with it. Some small quantities started going out. But they had a minor problem in that they kept breaking. So not much good of a folding phone that doesn't keep actually doing the job that it's meant to do. So they're bringing out their new Fold, which will come out only in a few weeks away before you'll actually have it in your hands. And they promise that they've fixed all the problems they had with the first one. They've taken feedback from the first folding phone and they're bringing it out into their new version. And Microsoft as well has come out with a folding phone, a folding Surface. So a couple of manufacturers are out there. They're really pushing the envelope to say that this will be the real future with mobile phones. Whether they can get the technology right or not is the big question there to be answered. If they can get it right and the phones are able to withstand normal usage, normal day-to-day usage, then I think there is a huge market there. If they have a failure, in particular Samsung, if they have a failure again with these, then I'd almost say that folding phones are dead for the time being. So there's a lot of pressure on Samsung to get it right with this one. But if they can get it right, I think there's a fair bit of excitement there to have that phone that folds into something a bit smaller to put in your pocket, but large enough to keep using almost like a tablet when you unfold it.
And there'll be a touch screen, will they, or old school buttons?
No, they've all gone touchscreen. That's the idea is it's just like a normal phone that you would use now. You've got that smartphone interface, you've got the touch screen, but it's basically just a bigger screen. And the Galaxy Fold in particular has got two screens. It's got a screen that you can use when it's folded together, so almost like a normal size smartphone screen, and then when you unfold it, it's got more screens, or the two screens on the inside that fold out into one screen. So yeah, it's a fairly ambitious project by both Samsung and Microsoft, but again, if they can get it right, they've got a huge jump over all their rivals.
And Matt, what's the name of the latest smartphone from LG? Life's good.
Yeah. LG, look, smartphone wars. I love smartphone wars because it just means that you and I get to use better phones, Chris. But the latest one from LG, which will be officially unveiled on the 14th of September, is the LG Wing. And it's named that because they haven't gone for the folding phone like Samsung and Microsoft have. They've gone for one that swivels. So you pull it out of your pocket, it looks like a normal phone, but then so you can use it in a different form factor, the phone, the screen, if you like, swivels so it's in landscape mode, while there's still a keyboard underneath there in portrait mode. So again, they're all trying to get something that's a bit different. The smartphone, the normal smartphone category is fairly well advanced now. So the manufacturers are trying to come up with things that are different, things that grab people's attention, things that sometimes may work, sometimes may not work. So LG's answer is going to be the Wing.
Right. And Matt, what's the latest security breach to impact the New South Wales government?
Yeah, this is disappointing. Any security breach is disappointing. Probably the most disappointing part about this one is that the New South Wales government took so long to tell us about it. 180,000 personal details of customers were exposed in a cybersecurity breach. The police have been involved, obviously. There's some fairly high-level talks going on at government level, but if you are one of those 180,000 people, you haven't been told about it yet. And there's a process they've just started to send mail, good old-fashioned mail, out to people to say that their details may have been breached. And again, what do you do about that if you have been breached? I suppose the most important thing, Chris, is you just have to be alert, be aware. If something happens, it's a bit unusual, something happens, it's a bit strange, just make sure that you're thinking, well, my data may have been breached. Now that I know that it has been, well, I need to be on the lookout for someone trying to steal my phone number, for example, try and port my number over to another carrier and then try and steal money out of my bank account. It's a common thing that people try and do. But just being aware of it, I think, is the first step, and then try and do something about it after you're aware of it. But it is disappointing, but it just goes to show that whether you're an individual user or a major government department, everyone is open to potentially being hacked.
Yeah, sounds right. Look, kind of material, remember its shape. What have we got there?
Well, our hair remembers its shape. My hair's a bit short at the moment, Chris, but back in the old days when my hair was a bit longer, then, you'd go out in the rain and it might get a bit curly when it was wet, and then it'd remember its shape and go back to being straight again. And Harvard scientists are using that type of concept to create materials. It's a wool-like fabric that remembers its shape and changes its shape. And you might think, well, big deal, that's some scientists playing around in the laboratory. What does that really matter to you and I? And where they're going with this is they want to be able to try and be a little bit more sustainable in manufacturing processes of our clothes. So, for example, you could have a T-shirt. Now we've all had T-shirts that one size fits all, and we know that one size doesn't fit all in T-shirts. But they actually are working on things like a T-shirt where it's one size fits all that literally expands out or shrinks down to suit your specific measurement. So once it got to that shape, it would then remember that shape. So if you're a small, then it would remember that you're a small. If you're a triple XL, it would remember that and go back to that. Then you start talking about self-fitting bras, self-fitting underwear. So again, rather than going in and choosing from a range of sizes and think of all the different sizes that are manufactured around the world for different clothing, having all those in one size and then just having those modified to suit your shape sounds pretty exciting.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Matt. Of course, you've got your YouTube channel, and people can search for that with 2WEB Mathew Dickerson. Am I right?
Absolutely right. You'll see a nice photo of you, Chris, and me talking and hearing exactly what we've talked about here. And you can go back over previous episodes as well on 2WEB.
We'll talk technology next week. You have a good week, Matt.
Thanks, Chris. Same to you.